Dear Derry. Goodness. Let me start out by saying that if you hear a bunch of screaming, like either possessed people in the living room or people screaming like bitches because they're watching people who are possessed in the living room, it's because my housemates are watching The Conjuring. So that's, if you heard you screaming, that's probably what it is. Not a whole lot to talk about today. I mean, well, a little bit to talk about. One of the big things I'll get to in a second, actually, because it's been a topic of much discussion on YouTube today. I don't normally talk about, big things that are going on outside of, out on the internet at large, but this one kind of impacts everybody, so this will be one of those times. And I got my hair did, but I was wearing my headphones for a goodly portion of the day, and this sort of smishes down and makes my hair kind of pop up in the front. That's what I call it. So when I was using the restroom while I was washing my hands, I was rubbing water in my hair. You don't need to know about my post-PP grooming practices. I was going to try to find a way to make that completely P-alliterative. P-centric? No, that sounds even worse. Anyway, so got my hair did. The I'm Sexy and I Know It video seems to be, people seem to find it amusing, which is good because it's the way it was intended, is to be amusing. There was a thumbs down on it. I don't know who it came from. I don't really care. I just find it amusing. It's like, well, of course somebody's not going to like it. For all I know, it was quite possibly a fan of the original song. Anyway, so let's see what else. The only other thing, really, is everybody's bitching about the comments section of YouTube. Everybody. And, excuse me, I can understand why. When I first looked at it, I was like, I don't see a reply button on any of these. And then I noticed that Gopher saw the same thing, because a lot of his, it was like there was no reply button. He's like, how do I reply to this? How do I reply to this? And a lot of other people made the same observation. And then I see some comments have a reply button, and some of them don't. And what's the difference? What determines whether or not it's a replyable message or not? I mean, if it's my channel, do I not get to determine what I get to reply to and what I don't? Why is it? I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of people have been talking about this today. A lot of people have been complaining. A lot. And I can understand that. While I'm all for improving systems and whatnot to make such drastic, sweeping changes, I mean, this is a significant change. You may limit it to just, it's just the comment section. The comment section is a huge part of YouTube. Without it, I mean, it's difficult to get, especially those of us who are trying to make a buck at it. It can be a little bit bad if the YouTube if the comment section doesn't work. I think it would have been better to make small, perhaps an open beta, basically to say, these are the changes we're going to make. And then you can kind of opt in and take a look at the changes. And that will either give people enough time to get used to it so that they can try it out when they, want to use it, or when it's still optional. And even if they don't want to use it, if it's something that's going to be foisted on them, they can still have some time to get accustomed to it before it becomes mandatory. This is what I get for drinking water too fast right before the show. Now I'm all schmutzy up in here. The other thing that this reminded me of, honestly, when I started thinking about it, is it reminded me a lot of Google Buzz. And Google Buzz was kind of, I don't know if it was an attempt to get onto kind of the ICQ, you know, the AOL Instant Messenger sort of thing or something. I don't know if that's what it was or not. It kind of felt like it. But the thing about Google Buzz was that it's not that it didn't work. It's that nobody wanted it. I mean, it came out of nowhere. And Google was like, here's this thing we've made for you. And we're like, well, we don't want it. And they said, but it's integrated into everything we're doing. It's like, we don't want it. You know, and it's like, just get it out of here. And ultimately, Google kind of removed it and took it back. That's not as easy to do with the YouTube comment section. I mean, that is integral to what we do. Very, very important. And I'm not sure, I don't see them rolling this back. I think what would probably be best is for them to release a big damn video explaining exactly how this stuff works, because I think that's the biggest problem, is that it's not exactly intuitive. I mean, those of us who have been on YouTube for a long time, and even though I'm not, you know, I haven't been a content provider for a long time, I've been on YouTube, you know, I'm watching videos and commenting on videos for a very long time. I mean, I know how the comment section works. Even when it's flawed, I still know how it works. This new thing is completely baffling. Just some sort of, okay, here's how it's different. Here's how it works now. Something to give us a little bit of traction to try to adapt would be, at the very least, advisable, if not completely and utterly required. A lot of people are theorizing that this is their attempt to force people to use Google Plus, because they want to get the numbers up on Google Plus, because it's apparently supposed to be a competitor for Facebook or whatever. And if they want to do that, or if they want to be a competitor for Facebook, that's fine. But again, they'll try to force people to do it. Now, for those of you who have been complaining about, you know, them trying to force you to do this, when you're putting in your posts, your comments and stuff, there is a little checkbox right under it that says share on Google Plus. Uncheck it if you don't want to use it. That said, I was looking at my Google Plus page, which I almost never look at, and it looks cluttered and way too just. I mean, there's no sense of rhyme or reason to it, and I look at it and it's like there's just things all over the place. And then I go to my Facebook page and it looks exactly the same. It's like, okay, how do I know? Okay, I remember that I posted this yesterday. So what determines that this is over here instead of up here? And I don't know. I don't understand the logic of how it works, or how it's supposed to work, how it's intended to work. You know, I've been QA for a long time. You give me the design docs, you show me how it's supposed to work, and I will make sure that it does. But you just throw it at me and say, this is how we want it to work. I'm like, well, it's baffling. And if this is the way you want it to work, I got news for you. It doesn't. It is not intuitive in the least. It makes no sense. It's completely cluttered. Everything looks utterly disorganized. And it may make sense to you, but the millions of us out here who are the users would really like to understand how it's supposed to function. So that's about 9 minutes worth of talking about that now. I'm going to go all conspiracy theory, because this just came to mind when I was getting ready to start recording. Every now and again, I think, there's some part of the Bible, I don't know where it is. I've honestly never read it, because that level of I just don't care. My understanding is that if you, Penn Jillette often says, if you want to become an atheist, read the Bible. That's just, anyway, I think somewhere in the Bible it says that there will come a point where if you wish to do any level of commerce at all, you have to take on the mark of the beast or something like that. I don't know. At least I seem to remember that being said somewhere. And I just got to wondering, what if the mark of the beast looks like this? Oh my God. Shouldn't say, oh my God. Right after that, that's kind of, yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's your conspiracy. Because, I mean, a lot of people are screaming that Google is evil. I've got a lot of friends who work there. I'm not saying Google is evil and my friends are evil, therefore. I'm just saying there's a lot of people who scream. There's a lot of people who say that Google is evil. What if Google is the beast? Oh. It's like link shorteners and Google Plus. Cheap. It's not a G, but still. G plus. I don't know how to make a plus. G plus. Now it feels like I'm throwing gang signs. Whatever, man. 11 minutes? 11 minutes of talking about Google? It's going to be screaming here pretty soon. You guys go ahead. Take care. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. No, I just said take care. Damn it. I take that back. Be careless.